push for equality. 50 years ago, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. led a march on Washington, D.C. It's where he delivered the powerful words, "I have a dream," to a crowd of 250,000 people. And now history will be made again. And people from all over the country are heading to our nation's capital to commemorate the occasion and witness the special events that are planned. Right here in Cleveland, groups are boarding buses, revving to go. Newschannel 5's Kristen Volk joins us live with one of those groups. Kristen?
Yeah, Michael, there are nearly 300 people here aboard these 5 buses, all set and ready to go to D.C. They're going to be leaving momentarily. There are people from the local labor unions, teachers unions, as well as the postal union. I've got Crystal here, who's a Cleveland postal worker. Crystal, why did you decide to go, and what do you hope to get out of this?
It's such an historical moment that I wanted to share with my 14-year-old son. I wasn't born the first time, but I just had to be here to share the moment.
All right. Well, thank you, Crystal.
Thank
Safe
you.
travels.
Thank you.
And Crystal is just one, as I said, of hundreds of people who are getting on these buses and heading to D.C. tonight. One of them actually includes a Maple Heights resident who worked for Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He shared his story fondly with me tonight.
He never sat in the back seat. He always sat up front with me.
At just 21 years old, Clarence Bozeman took up a part-time job with his church. He was a college student at Alabama State and just wanted some extra money.
He did not want to give the kind of illusion that he's being chauffeured. He was very conscious about that.
That job was to pick up Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. from his home and take him to church, Dexter Baptist in Montgomery. It's where the Reverend preached, and it's how this Maple Heights resident made $6 every Sunday for 2 years.
I never thought that that was a big deal, working with him.
To Dr. King, Clarence was always Dr. Bozeman. To Bozeman, it was always Dr. King. Together, they had a cordial relationship.
We would talk about the movement. We would talk about race relations.
And now Bozeman, who's a retired principal from Shaw High School in East Cleveland, will be celebrating and remembering his boss in Washington, D.C. tomorrow.
I'm just full of anticipation, and I'm on a euphoric high because I really want to participate.
Because 50 years ago, here in the nation's capital, Dr. King gave that famous, timeless, "I have a dream" speech.
I hope that I can bring back a thorough knowledge of and a rejuvenation of the commitment that all of us should have to carry out the legacy of Dr. King. His legacy is worth our trip to Washington.
Now, Bozeman also recalls driving Dr. King to his many speaking engagements after church service every Sunday. He said that happened in Dr. King's 54 Blue Pontiac. And for that kind of job, Dr. King gave Bozeman up to about $20 per trip. Live in Cleveland, I'm Kristen Volk, News Channel 5.
All right, thank you very much, Kristen. You're taking a live look now at Washington, D.C. The rallies will begin tomorrow morning, led by the Reverend Al Sharpton as part of the all-day Global Freedom Festival on the National Mall. Preparations for the big day ahead continue at this hour. This video shot earlier of the hustle and bustle to prepare for all the events and crowds. President Obama is scheduled to speak at the Let Freedom Ring ceremony on Wednesday. He will be joined by former Presidents Jimmy Carter and Bill Clinton. It's a big day and weekend in Washington, and here let's check with our weather with Chief Meteorologist Mark Johnson.
All right, I failed my ink spot test, my ink blot test, I should say. There's a lot of splotches of green on the radar, but don't worry, that's not rain. That's just the ground clutter from our 5 live radars on the power of 5. Dry all around. We've got 60 Elyria, Cleveland right now, 69, but outside the bigger cities, middle 50s there, Worcester 59 in Ashtabula, Youngstown 58, the Akron, Canton area both sitting at 63 degrees. So it's going to be mild overnight. Might be a little bit of a breeze coming in out of the east through those open windows. But if we're planning our morning, you're going for an early jog, 62. Look at that sunshine, 70 by 9 a.m. and 75 as we head toward lunchtime. There's more heat coming in and some more storms. I'll detail that in my 7-day coming up.
All right, look forward to it, buddy. New at 11, amid troubling accusations and a growing effort to recall him from office, San Diego Mayor Bob Filner resigned.
For my own part in causing all this, I offer a deep apology to all the women that I offended. I had no intention to be offensive.
The resignation came as part of a settlement with 18 female accusers. The city council approved it unanimously. City Council President Todd Glover will become acting mayor a week from today. A special election to pick the permanent successor must be held in the next few weeks. And we're continuing to follow a massive wildfire. The fire burning near Yosemite National Park has crossed over into the park. Fire officials say the fire has nearly doubled in size in the last 24 hours. It has spread to more than 165 square miles. The fire is only 2% contained. Hundreds of residents living nearby have been forced to evacuate. Although the fire is now in the park itself remains open. And a Leary neighborhood is on edge tonight after a woman says someone tried to abduct her. Police say a 23-year-old woman was walking along Broad Street and East River Street last night when a man got out of a white or silver Dodge truck and started running towards her. He grabbed her, picked her up, and started to take her to his truck, but she kicked and screamed until he let her go. We just checked in with Akron police and we're told the search continues for two men who tried to rob Church's Chicken. This video shows the men got more than they bargained for. Police say the robbers burst into the back door of the restaurant and one flashed a gun. A manager doing dishes grabbed a hose and sprayed them with hot water. And getting doused twice, the men took off.
I'll tell you, it takes something to take a hose at somebody while he has a gun. The guy's probably just so fed up.
Police say the suspects robbed Church's on Sunday and got away with just $30. Anyone with information is asked to call Summit County Crime Stoppers at 330-434-COPS. The Union for Cleveland Police Supervisors is striking back. 12 of the members were either fired or suspended after November's deadly police chase. The union is hoping to have 3 arbitration hearings, which could start in November and take about 9 months. Their hope is to get the disciplinary actions taken by the city reversed. Syria's ally, Russia, is joining the U.S. and others demanding a swift investigation into an alleged chemical weapons attack. The Syrian opponents of President Bashar Assad claimed a gas attack near Damascus killed more than 1,000 people. Experts say time is running out for investigators. The more time that passes, the harder it is to detect what chemicals, if any, were used. Tonight, the Syrian American community in Ohio held a vigil to mourn the civilians killed that gathered at Crocker Park in Westlake.
We want people to know what's going on. We have to stop it. I mean, it's against any rules to use chemical weapons.
A majority of the victims were women and children. It was the deadliest attack since the country's civil war started in 2011. Now to a traffic alert that could impact your morning commute next week. Starting Monday morning, Cruise will continue its resurfacing of East 9th Street in downtown in Cleveland. This time, it will span from Euclid Avenue to North Marginal Road along East 9th. Some lanes will be shut down as the repaving work goes on, and it could continue to late October. The first stretch of road started earlier this month. When the work is finished, East 9th will be repaved from Carnegie Avenue to North Marginal. Motorists enduring the repaving of Chester Avenue in Cleveland are getting a break from traffic cameras. The cameras eastbound and westbound on Chester at East 71st have been turned off during construction. This location is the big kahuna of safety cameras in Cleveland. More than 23,000 citations were issued from this one intersection alone last year. The city's traffic camera program is touted as a way to promote safety for motorists, pedestrians, and cyclists. All right, coming up, lending a hand, seeing one man's crusade to help kids get back to class with the supplies they need. Plus, from migraines to sore muscles, the superfoods to help cure all your common ailments. And Brave Puppy, hear how donations from around the country had the little dog seeing for the first time.